You're all invited to the Slumber Party Massacre Luncheon.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Drink some of this, Michael. Be one of us.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it or you can help me to stop it.
Candyman.
What's up, Ookie Spookies? Hello, and welcome back to another installment of the Slumber Party Massacre Luncheon. We've got a full crew today. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Rob.
I'm another host. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Brad.
And I'm Will.
Yeah, so today we've got a subject that I'm excited about. And I'm excited because, honestly, two or three of the people, two at least, on this call got me into this. So, I hope they do it justice and don't let me down. Looking at you, Shug. Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan has been a name in horror for a while. He's got a lot of diversity in projects, both in subject matter and in quality, I believe. So that's what we're going to be talking about today is good old Mike Flanagan, all of his projects. We'll do some ranking. Before we do that, let's spin it over to our buddy Brad. And since Mike Flanagan is not an author of sorts of novels, we're going to actually just open it up. And we'll probably do this, more often where we have kind of ambiguous topics where, Brad, you just go off the rails and talk horror books to us. Any and all. Doesn't have to be on any type of subject.
The tones of darkness.
I am actually, first, I got a plug. Go see me over on Brad's Unreliable Reviews on Instagram. But I'm reading one right now, and I think it's kind of like it's like the current book all the people are talking about on Instagram. Well, like in the horror genre. It's called Itch by Gemma Amor. And I'm probably about 70% through it right now, and it's pretty good. It's not. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's going to be one of my favorites this year, but it is still like it scratches that itch. But it's about this girl named Josie. She's stumbling along this trail, and she finds a dead body. This girl who's like severely decomposed, has ants and all these things inside of her, and then she starts feeling like she has ants crawling inside of her body and in her ears and her eyes.
Body
and
horror.
She's trying.
Yeah.
So but I don't know yet if they're real. So I don't know if there are truly ants that are crawling around inside of her, or if she is just having such bad PTSD from the sight this girl's ant-infested body that she is now getting this. And I can't remember the name of it, but there is an actual mental illness where people think that they have bugs inside of them. And so she's like scratching herself really bad, like tearing her skin. So it's labeled as folk horror, so I'm curious as to where that goes with only like 30% left. Like if there is like folk horror in it, or if that was just a tag they got to get people to read it. But I mean, dude, I'm going to be honest, y'all. I kind of hope there's no ants in it.
It kind of reminds me of Don't Let the Forest In, which is like a coming of age LGBTQ story. And it's got a guy who's kind of in a love triangle between his sister and his best friend. Mm-hmm. And he's obviously, he's gay, but he doesn't know if his friend is or isn't. Deeply in love with the kid. And then there's this sort of like Bridge to Terabithia spin where apparently the friend, whatever he draws, kind of are monsters that come to life in this forest. And then you sort of find out, and like throughout it, the force is in him. So like he feels the vines and the bark under is so very similar to that with like the ants of like he feels like he's turning into the forest. And then you end the book on a sort of like, did it happen or did it? It was very Inception of like, is he struggling with a mental illness or did this actually happen?
Right. Man, I love when horror actually makes you think that there is a physical entity that is actually what's haunting them or killing them, but it turns out, it's just a complete mental breakdown.
What's funny is that, or not funny, but he has two kind of devil angel on each shoulder, and both of them sort of pose at the end of the book like, I'm dead. No, that person's dead. I'm alive. And they sort of Spider-Man point the finger, and you're like, well, fuck, which is it? And I've got my theories, but that gives some vibes that are similar to that.
I got one more. This one I read last year and I loved it. It's called When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. So I read this thinking it was a werewolf book, and it is sort of. So this girl living in this apartment, this little boy, she finds this little boy outside hiding in the bushes. He's like 5 years old. And then she has an encounter with the boy's father, werewolf. And so she takes the boy, flees after the werewolf kills all these people, and it's tracking them down. Well, as it turns out, as you're reading through the novel, she starts to realize that this little boy has a power that anything he is scared of manifests in reality. So there is actually a scene, and we've actually talked about it, where I think they're watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it was scaring the kid, and creatures from it came out of the television.
That's cool.
So it's really cool. It's a really cool book. It's my first book that I've read by Nat Cassidy, who actually is one of the biggest names right now in the horror genre. So I'm about to hit the back catalog with this guy and read some of his other stuff. It's really cool. Other than that, that's what I got. But we are talking about Flanagan, and I have not read any of the source materials that he, portrayed in film. So, like, I have not read Hill House or Blind Man
House of Usher
books that he has. I haven't read it, which is Poe, right? Yeah, so we'll get into that. And no, I have not read any of the source material of what he has adapted, so I don't have a frame of reference on did he truly do it justice.
Me neither, really. Me neither.
I will say that having loosely, I think it was maybe the 8th grade or so when I read the House of Usher, and then Shug, you put me on What Moves the Dead.
Yeah.
With T. Kingfisher, and that.
Did they not just release
a
new one? Did they just release a new one in that series?
In that series, I don't know, but it wouldn't shock me.
There's a third one coming out. If it might be out, if not, it's coming out real soon.
I want to say it just came out, but I haven't read number 2 yet. But continue. Sorry, I interrupted.
That book is a adaptation of the House of Usher or Fall of the House of Usher or whatever it is. I mean, Shug, I still say that was one of the greatest recommendations you gave me because I love how it's done because I love that story, but I also love that it was so damp and wet and fungi related.
Oh yeah.
It was super cool. So that one I would highly recommend if you're wanting something adjacent. But I think that one's about the only one I've done. Does anybody know what the source material is for Midnight Mass?
Ooh, no.
Is there, or was that original?
I think that was an original one. I think I looked it up because I was interested.
That's even fucking sicker and in fairness, there's so much relevance to that storyline, in especially in where we are in society today? What is
I got
it?
the answer for you. So it is an original, but he heavily drew inspiration from Salem's Lot.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I see
That's
that.
right. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. There's a lot of homages to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was original. It was completely original.
Cool. All right. So I'm cool. If y'all want to go right into it, I
Well,
figure.
I've got.
yeah,
I've
go ahead.
prepared, just in the spirit of Flanagan, I've prepared a list of books with shitty endings. I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
great.
joking.
Okay.
I'm joking.
I love that. That's fucking what a great way to. Because I was about
That
to
would've
segue into our segment called Rob. Why do you fucking hate Mike Flanagan?
It's about forcing them to look at things. In 90 minutes, you can get away with scaring people 3 or 4 times. A bunch of terminally ill teenagers in a hospital.
Yes.
Incredible storytellers. Horror has been changing. Horror was actually about something. For something like this, over 10 hours, the rules are very different. Regrets and memories and shame.
Okay. All right. Woo! Let me get it off my chest. Mike Flanagan.
Take a deep breath and get started.
All right. Mike Flanagan has this habit of making super, super good, enthralling TV and then absolutely taking a shit right at the fucking end of it.
So, would you say for Midnight Mass if that's the case?
No, Midnight Mass is the exception.
I will 100%. I will loosely agree. I mean, I don't think he fumbles as hard as you portray, but I do think he fumbles, but I don't think it's as bad as.
So
Yeah.
like Gerald's Game. I thought that Gerald's Game was a pretty solid adaptation up to the end, and I thought that the end was like a little disjointed, but I didn't hate it.
I liked Gerald's Game until you poked the biggest hole in the world in it.
That's my bad. That's my fucking bad. And listen, I deserve to poke it. Actually, let me back it up. So let me first declare what my biggest hole is, and number 2, how I found out about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was getting a haircut. This is before I no longer had hair. This was in 2019, before the pandemic hits. Getting a haircut. My barber is talking. She's like, "You seen anything new?" And I was like, "No, not really." And she's like, "Oh, that new Gerald's Game just came out on Netflix." And I watched it. And the guy next to her goes, "Ugh, that one fucking thing though." And she's like, "Oh, I know exactly what fucking thing it is." And it pissed me off. I watched it a year and a half later, and I instantly knew what that thing was. Went back another year later. So at this point, 2 years after that haircut, I go back, or somewhere along that timeline, and I tell her about, I go to it. She goes, "Oh, what is it?" And I was like, "Is it that she gets handcuffed to the bed frame and has her fucking cell phone right next to her, and it's an iPhone, and at any given point in time could have said, 'Hey, Siri, call the authorities'?" And she's like, "Fucking yes!" It's like, I felt like he had an opportunity to make it one of those, either don't include the phone, it doesn't need to be in there, or to make it one of those things where you're not exactly sure what time period this is. It could be right now and you just don't know, or it could be in the fucking 1960s and you don't know. That's what I felt like he had an opportunity of. But once I saw that iPhone, I couldn't get away from it.
Yeah.
Couldn't get away from it.
And so it remind me, because I haven't rewatched it because the ending made me so mad. At the end of The Haunting of Hill House, it's revealed that the Abigail girl was like the daughter of the groundskeeper, and all this wasn't Abigail the daughter of the groundskeeper and all that shit, blah blah blah. And at no point nobody in this fucking family made that connection that there's a little girl running around and a groundskeeper with a daughter, and just at no fucking point.
You know, yeah, I don't know. It didn't bother me.
I don't. If I'm being honest with you, Suge, as you say it out loud, I get it. I get the frustration.
Yeah.
But, like, does he fumble as hard as Game of Thrones?
No, but that's
because that's bad writing.
That was decades of two men being propped up by one man's writing, and then finding out that he didn't have an ending but had an outline, and decided to wing it. And for all intents and purposes, they condensed what we can only assume was 2 full books left into a half season.
It is 2 full. It's 2 full books, and they got ahead of him before they got ahead of him before the last one he released. I'm pretty sure.
They did. Yep. I will die on this hill.
I might be wrong
in saying that. I think if he ever puts out that the rest of it, which I don't think he will, but I think he's already grooming someone to take it over.
I'm sure he's grooming plenty of people.
He announced literally this week he's
but
not.
Didn't he announce it?
He literally said this week. I'm not kidding you. He said it like 2 days ago. He said, "Nobody will finish my book if I die."
I could have sworn a week and a half ago I read that he said that he was grooming somebody to take it over. That may not have gone well because he was fucking talking about it.
Oh man.
At any rate, where I was going with that was I actually believe how that series ends is mostly how the story ends. I actually do totally believe that Daenerys does the heel turn. I think the problem is that you did a heel turn in 6 episodes.
Yeah, there was no build.
No, you can't get people on one character and loosely show that person has a little Targaryen flair to them and then be like, and they're bad. No.
Hold on.
And I'm thinking that's what Suge hates about Flanagan is because he's so amazing at everything leading up to that.
No, that's the thing. Like in the scope and then in the world of fumbles, are his fumbles the worst? Probably not. Do they feel really fucking bad to me after watching some great television? Yes.
So it's just inconsistency with the build-up, and then also that it's consistency that it happens.
Well, and then Rose Manor is just a complete fucking cop-out at the end.
Black Manor?
Black Manor, whatever. What's the
Bly
Rose
Manor.
one?
Bly Manor?
Okay.
No.
I don't
You
think
got
there is
Hill House and you got Bly.
Yeah.
I will say, I will agree with you because I actually loved Bly Manor until the end.
I agree. Yeah. I agree.
That was the one that truly kind of didn't do it for me.
Well, in fairness, I didn't think the Midnight Club did well throughout any of it.
Fair.
I like the Midnight Club. Here's my thing. I think that what we are calling fumbling comes from maybe the pattern of narrative storytelling and endings that we have gotten accustomed to in horror cinema versus horror literature, because most of his stuff is a literary adaptation. And I would say that Mike Flanagan, one of the things that he does, and I'll admit, not always well, and not always in a way that feels the way he would like it to, but Mike Flanagan approaches horror through the lens of affirmation.
Okay.
His stories are always intended to be life-affirming by examining the relationship to grief and family trouble and death like that. Do I think that affirming ending is always well-earned? I do not. But I do not think that it is him not knowing. He's making a conscious decision to end every story he tells in a way that makes the audience feel hopeful moving forward. Midnight Mass, it is freaking incredible. Midnight Mass, absolutely incredible the way that ends, because I feel like a price has been paid by the people
Yeah.
It's been earned.
in the story.
Was that chick
It's been earned.
in Midnight Mass not one of the most obnoxiously repulsive characters?
The redhead.
The
Yeah. Who is
Yeah.
similarly obnoxious in The Mist.
I would also put her on an equal level over in House of Usher. She's.
Yeah, she's one of those actresses you see now, and you're like, man. Right when you see she's in the movie or show, you're like, she about.
Yeah,
to
I mean, I remember actually my first time because I watched The Mist after I saw her in this other, but she was in Grey's Anatomy, and she like instantly brought on to be a troublemaker.
She is in that, yeah, because my wife watches that,
Yeah.
and I did catch that. Which, I mean, kudos to her. That shows you how great of an actress she is. Like, I'm never gonna be like, I hate that woman.
One thing I do love about Flanagan is I'm down for anybody that keeps Carla Gugino working.
I'm into that, sister. Him and Zack Snyder, man.
Whoever can keep that woman working, I am down for it.
I'll piggyback on that. I think some people find that when there is a director that has a stable of actors that they constantly work with, that is annoying. Tarantino, him,
McKay,
even the Transformers guy. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh.
Michael Bay. Bay. You know, with like, you know, Walt. Anyway, I think that a lot of people get burnt out on that. That you keep seeing the same. Wes Anderson.
Kate Siegel's great.
Yeah.
She's fantastic in Hill House. And then
Here's the thing about her. Every single one of her performances is different.
Yeah.
They're all different. She plays a different character
Yes.
in everything.
The actors are phenomenal in everything he makes.
I will say my biggest bitch is that I'm drawing a blank on the Reverend or whatever it is, Monsignor, in Midnight Mass. Bring that motherfucker into more.
Yes.
That actor
great.
knows that right there. What he did, that is his genre. He knows how to do that slow burn horror so well, and he crushed it. He crushed it.
Dude.
what is that guy's name? What is that guy's name?
I get confused with Zach Levi and all those other guys that look like him.
Hamish Linklater.
Never, ever in a million years would have guessed his name was Hamish.
I was going to guess he was one of the Hanks brothers.
Okay, so
that's funny. You know what's funny is the first time that I ever saw Hamish, now that I know his name, was the last sitcom that Robin Williams did, and I'll find it here in a minute. But it was a sitcom about a ad agency, and it's him and the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond. Those two are the ad agency people, and then his daughter is Buffy the Vampire Slayer herself, and her and Hamish have this romantic chemistry. It's actually pretty fucking funny, but for someone who does so well at drama, his comedy chops are pretty solid.
Oh yeah.
He plays the kind of nerd odd couple pretty well, but yeah, he crushed in Midnight Mass. I mean, he made that movie.
Yeah.
What was Hill House y'all's first?
I think my
Flanagan
like
experience.
It was the first one I was. Yeah, it was the first one I was aware of, but I saw Hush way before that.
Me too. I did that with the intent on bringing up Hush.
Hush is great.
Because I love
it's great.
Hush.
I thought it was good. His movies are awesome. Oculus, I watched that, and it's been a long time. I don't remember much about it, but I really liked Oculus.
What
really
about
good.
Life of Chuck, Will?
Here's the thing, because I like Mike Flanagan, but I think I like Mike Flanagan because I like horror, and I was trying to watch The Life of Chuck. And The Life of Chuck is, I described it yesterday as oops, all endings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Like,
Oops, all
and that's what I get. I mean, like,
I love that.
like,
yeah.
like, Mike Flanagan likes to wrap up a story by like saying, like, holding the audience's hand and saying it's all going to be
This is what I
okay.
meant, and this is what everything was, and here you am.
But I don't want him to spend an hour and a half from the very beginning giving me affirmations. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's something.
And maybe it's like I was watching it and I was also making pizza crust and I was kneading dough and stuff like that. So I was popping in and out.
Bomb pizza crust. I remember that from living
Yeah.
there.
There's something when we get into our top fives that I want to mention about a point that you just made, but I do agree. I agree with that for sure. Any other points we want to make before going into top fives? Or Rob, are you done bitching about Flanagan and his fantastic endings?
I think, as Will said, it kind of hit me. I think it is the hand holding.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the hand holding.
Yeah.
It's the oh, everything's gonna be okay though, and blah 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 blah. And then, to be honest,
And sometimes it feels infantilizing, right?
For me, I don't mind that everything's going to be okay. In certain situations, it's not all going to be. If you look at
Right,
Usher, not everything's going to be okay. Like, there are some people that get a good ending, or get an ending, like the DA, right? But if you think about it, think about I forget her name, but the granddaughter, right? The one pure person in the Usher family does not get a good ending. And so, but he's still, that final episode, he fucking holds your hand all the way through it. And so that's my point is, for me, it's not so much that everything's going to be okay, although he does it a lot. He doesn't do it all the time, but he damn sure holds your hand through not everything, but most of everything. Even thinking out loud right now and thinking about how the very ending, the ending of Gerald's game goes, that is the most exposition through the whole fucking thing, where she walks you through 15 to 20 minutes of explaining that the man with the face was not it actually fucking happened.
that's true.
I would have preferred leaving me, like we talked about earlier, leave me on the edge. Let me wonder if it actually happened or not.
Yeah.
But you know what I will say, like, that I do appreciate about Flanagan a lot is I think his series are still so well done that I hold them at a higher esteem than I do something like American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Absolutely, for sure.
those feel like cheap grabs for scares. No offense to American Horror fans out there.
No,
but
full offense. Full.
At least these.
All the offense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because they're trash, and they didn't start
No,
off
they
as
did
trash,
not.
but they slowly became trash
Those-
and then jumped off a cliff.
Those first
that's-
3 seasons
and,
were pretty
like-
solid.
I think he's improved. Like, if we're gonna judge on his series, I mean, Midnight Mass is better than all the ones he did prior.
And-
so I mean, like,
And what you're talking about is, like, I think one of the things that makes him such a good horror movie director is when he is on, he is a master of building up anticipation and a sense of dread.
and
Yeah,
character
and
development.
And character
Great
development throughout that. And then there's the things like in The Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor, there's like ghosts and things hidden all through the background to subconsciously make you fear negative space behind characters and big vast open spaces in his things. Like, he does some really cool stuff like that. Where was I going with this, Petrus?
Fuck if I know.
I don't know. In one of the episodes of fucking Terminal City.
The midnight.
What was that one called? Midnight Club. All right. It was really, really cool. It was a super important episode where they were exploring character and things like that. And he knew that he wouldn't be able to do that if the audience was dreading jump scares. Because it's one of the series where it's the actual stories about these kids that come together every night to tell each other scary stories as a way to deal with their grief. All right? So one of the episodes sets the record for most jump scares in like an hour. And he does that purposely so that you subconsciously, you're not scared of jump scares anymore and you can actually focus on character development and stuff like that. That kind of stuff is cool. But again, when you go through all of that and you get to the end and it just even sometimes still does not feel earned. I thought Midnight Club was earned.
I'll have to try Midnight Club. That's one I had.
Yeah, I'll need to try. I need to try it. I'm actually halfway through a rewatch, so
nice.
So, or not halfway, maybe a third of the way through. But yeah, I'll give it a shot. I didn't hate it. I just think it. For me, I think that it's maybe not the lowest of his series, but it's second lowest for me.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite for sure.
I am excited though because he is making a TV series out of Carrie.
I literally had it on my notes to say before we get into our top fives. How does everyone feel about it?
We had a great updated version of Carrie, and Netflix killed it after one season.
Wait, are you talking about the Chloe Grace Moretz one?
No, the show that they had with the girl from It that played.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Well, that was more of an
That's what I mean.
ode.
We had an
wasn't
updated version of it, and it was great.
Let me ask y'all this, Stephen King heads, because I can't stand Stephen King's writing. I can't read it. I love his stories and the worlds he creates. But what is it? What do you think? Because obviously, a lot of what Mike Flanagan has been adaptations of Stephen King's work. What is it about Flanagan and King that they have in common? That characters.
But I do. Okay, you know me. I love books, and there are some Stephen King books that I put on a pedestal. But I think he writes more crap than he writes bangers, and I know the majority of the world would want to fight me for saying that, but he writes too many books. He's more about quality now than he is about.
I think Rob and I were pretty honest in our assessment of that. I think we were pretty real that he does write great books, and there are good things that he does, but he also, the other thing of why do I feel that those two are in alignment or collaborate in certain situations. I want to point back to Midnight Mass, which we've done a lot on this episode. But if I think we said that it was obviously an original, that he took odes from other things. Mm-hmm. But if I had told you that was a Stephen King novel, you wouldn't fucking argue with me. And I mean, it is Salem's Lot, but like think about that sort of New England. I mean, it's just out of New York, I think, but like. It has that New England flair to it, the small town haunt.
Oh, for sure.
I think that if you think about all of every one of those 5 projects that he's done, right? It is 5, isn't it? Yeah, 5. All of them are isolated. All of them. Think of one that's not isolated. They're all isolated.
Yeah.
The less of which being the House of Usher, obviously.
Right.
But the other 4 are incredibly isolated.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I'm just going to rewind just a little on the Stephen King thing. Like, I think if you took his catalog from the 70s through the 90s, you'd say he's one of the best. I mean, like, that catalog is just, like, amazing. Then you take the things he's done in the past 25 years, and you're just like, man, there's nothing he writes now that I look at and I go,
with
I
the
want to read
exception of, I enjoyed the shit out of Fairy Tale. Rob?
Fairy Tale is very good. I'm still finishing it up.
I haven't got to it, and I will eventually, but I
I do think that it is a good turning point for a bad decade or a bad 2 decades.
Yes. I would agree
Yeah.
with that.
Well, and this is not me saying that he's not an amazing author, because he is, because his brain, like the things he creates, are amazing. But I have kids that just yelled outside of my room. But it's everything he did is amazing, and that's kind of what gave us some of the best horror movies as well from our childhood. But like, I just feel like there's nothing he creates now that is as scary as the things that he created
but
in
I think
the 80s
him and
and the
Flanagan
90s.
share this.
That's why, and that's what I was leading to. I think they share the same view on what is considered terrifying.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, Brad.
All right.
Exactly.
And I got a question. Rob, Flanagan is supposed to be doing Gunslinger, right?
Oh.
Rob, I know that's an important book series to you, The Dark Tower.
I'm excited. I'm excited because
It's not official,
I think it's
though.
in capable hands. I think he's very capable of making an adaptation of The Gunslinger that's very good. I worry that
He'll Flanagan it.
That the end will get Flanagan.
Well, it's been finished, so I mean, hopefully if he has a source to go off of, then the ending will be what it's supposed to be.
But if you
he's not up. Yeah,
think about
and can we be real? Have any of y'all read Bly Manor or Hill House to know if he actually fumbled the ending or if the ending is what it was truly meant to be?
Damn, Brad, you got me.
You know, Brad,
Because I haven't.
I haven't read.
If that book sucks, fuck it too.
Yeah, Brad. The other day, I was.
Yeah, no, but like, is it Flanagan's fault?
Or it's the source material's fault? That's what I see. What you're getting at.
Midnight Mass is his original.
Yeah,
and we all agree that it had an amazing ending.
Regardless, he can pick how to end it. I think it's his fault.
Yeah, Brad. The other day, Brad, I was thinking, go fuck yourself. No, I mean
that's a solid point.
I do think that with the amount, like, and I'm just going to let's use Gerald's Game. The exposition that he does at the end of that movie. Imagine in The Gunslinger and having not read that series yet, but fully wanting to, like, Rob, you've got me on it.
Yeah.
I do know that it is sort of the thread that ties in that universe of the Stephen King universe.
Yes.
That a lot of the mystical things that tie that realm together are all kind of based in The Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the hand-holding he's going to have to do in it?
Well, it kind of depends on if he wants to. So, yes, a lot of Stephen King's books are tied to that universe. But The Gunslinger, particularly, is a story specifically within that realm.
Yeah.
So if he wants to widen it out and broaden it and try to connect it, he's going to have to do a lot of hand holding. If he just wants to tell a kick-ass story, he should just stick to The Gunslinger.
Do you think that he will just stick to The Gunslinger, considering what we just got with it, Welcome to Derry, and how it definitely is opening up?
That's true.
And I know that it went off of some of the material that's in it that we don't get in the two It movies. But
it did.
It's
it does.
Yeah, but it definitely opens up that door to the world, and I wonder if he's going to try to. If that's kind of King's thing right now, is I want all my shit to be the MCU. I want it to connect.
Yeah, are they trying to make a Kingiverse of sorts?
Well, here's the thing about the Kingiverse. Buddy, you ain't got much longer to wrap this thing up and make it a Kingiverse, because right now it's all there, but he doesn't really.
I don't think he's interested in George R. Martin finishing and having a cake topper.
No,
I think he wants to explore what he has and make it connected better.
Yeah.
I like the connections. I would like to see him do something that really brings in maybe two of his antagonists like together. Like I think that would be cool, because it's like, why create a universe if you don't actually want to at some point truly have a mashup of something?
Brad, you're
I'm not
speaking
saying
as a true Sanderson fan.
As a true and as a true child of the Alien versus Predator age.
Fair. No, not the first one's not that fucking bad. I will stand behind the first one. The second one's one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen.
No, yeah. And now that you say that, yeah, as a Cosmere fan, let's start seeing some true meaningful connection.
But so before we get into top fives, we're talking King, and you can't talk Flanagan without talking King also. So I'm not going to begrudge us that, but I know we're kind of building up to it, and we want to. As we're sitting here talking, I can't help but wonder: are we the audience that Flanagan is making these things for, or is he a horror movie maker making things for an audience that is not horror movie fans?
Man,
interesting.
I think it's for us.
If it's for us, it ain't for me. Because I don't want my hand held all the time. Man, you know what I mean?
Hey, I still love his stuff. Like,
I like it.
We have spent a lot of this kind of dogging him, but
I haven't.
Well, I have.
I'm going to go on record as saying that I think he is the caliber of director and producer that is similar to that of a Jordan Peele, in that I think that he makes a movie that is for horror fans that is approachable for the masses.
I think so too.
And I think that's his is more
literary. Agree, Brad.
Yeah.
Agree.
And I think not to dismiss, and I'm not dismissing anybody's opinions, but if you are somebody who enjoys horror for the counterculture, I could absolutely see where you do not like Flanagan, because it has mass appeal.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Once again, I'm just a contrarian little
bitch.
I didn't want to say it.
I didn't see the layup coming, but I regret not saying it.
Yeah. But I get it. But also, like, the stuff that I don't like is the more mass appeal stuff. Like, the stuff that I don't like about his things or stuff that I could see an audience in general preferring.
I'm going to back up here. As the guy who did not really get into horror until later, he was one of my stepping stones that was like, oh, bitch, you can definitely do horror. Like, I am that. I am the bring it in from someone who doesn't like horror, who can get I think I'm the audience, guys.
Is it because he
is a great gateway?
Well, okay. Well, then let me ask you: is it because it's not trying to
No, it's
scare
because
you?
the motherfucker tells a good story.
Yeah,
it's because they're very heartfelt and tragic, and all of them are tragic.
Yeah.
None of them have a true happy ending.
I have to be in a mood for Flanagan, that's for sure. Like, I think that there's a time and a place where I want to watch Barbarian and have a popcorn flick and eat and laugh. But there's also a time that I think that horror, that I need grief, that I need to get that out, and I think Flanagan's an outlet for that.
And I think that's what he touches on. He touches on grief amazingly.
I've revisited Hill House and Midnight Mass 3 or 4 times each.
I've done Usher twice and Midnight Mass 3.
The Hill House siblings were incredible.
Yeah.
Like, that whole plot between the two, I mean, was heartbreaking. And dude,
oh yeah,
she is an amazing actress.
I also really like Bly. Those two kids were creepy as shit.
Bly is great, other than the ending.
Yeah, and I liked Bly. The little girl was what's that thing she kept saying? Absolutely splendid or something like that. that was stupid. I didn't need that. That was annoying. But like that there's an episode in Bly Manor where he does that really, really cool thing with narrative and how it loses track of time, and it's from the perspective
Is
of
it where he's around the fire talking?
I think so. That's part of it, and then it's going back and forth at different points in the story and retelling it from one person's perspective. And I thought that was really, really awesome. It was like an episode or two before the ending.
And I thought that episode is, for me, what draws me to a lot of Flanagan's stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how he writes those dialogues and everything is what keeps me super engaged. Like, dude, from beginning to end, just hearing the antagonist talk in Midnight Mass made that show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the conversations he would have with them just kept me glued to the TV, like in my phone, out of my hand.
All right, y'all down for some top fives?
Let's do it.
Time for the top five.
Let's start with. I'll kick it off. If that's cool. I'm going to kick it off with the Midnight Club. I don't actually think that it is that bad. I think that when I watched it my first time, I thought that the pacing was odd, but in a fun way, with the way that it was between grief and terror.
Yeah.
And it was flavored in such an interesting. What he was going for was honestly, I really think he was going for something different. But like just slightly different, and just sort of missed it.
Yeah.
But I think it could have probably been a top 3 or top 2 had he landed it. But I don't think it's all that bad, to be honest with you. I said it was number 4. Not all the other ones are going to come above it, but I do actually think that it is I think it's my number 5.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, it's my number 4. Yeah, it's my 4.
We're going to have all overlap, just so we're clear.
Yeah, I mean it's one director, and
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hop in and say my number 5's House of Usher, and I still really like it. Like, for it being 5 does not mean that it's one of my least favorite. It's just not, in my view, it's not as good as the ones that I have above it. But I will say it's pretty cool because I know enough of Poe's work without reading it to kind of was able to, throughout watching it, be able to, okay, I'm going to get on my phone real quick and go, which was that pulled from? Like, because he pulls from like his entire catalog to create this. And it was also the first time that Rahul Kohli, the actor that's in all his stuff, kind of played a character that you don't
absolutely
like.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that.
Because, he's the drug-addicted, illegitimate brother.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, he kind of sucks. Which, I mean, yeah, he kind of has the bad end of the stick. But it's the first time that he's not the smartest man in the room as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But, I mean, I just thought every episode was cool. Because, like, you knew every episode was going to end with a tragedy of a family member. And it was really fun to, like, it kept me going episode to episode. I loved House of Us.
I'm back.
Rob?
Yeah.
My number 5. I'm also gonna go with the House of Usher.
It didn't even make it onto my list. If I'm being
That's
honest.
surprising because I mean I think maybe it's not one of his most known works because it's kind of slightly out of the wheelhouse of what he typically does.
Really?
Slightly. Maybe the way it's presented is a little out of the wheelhouse of how he normally.
Because for me, as somebody, and I enjoyed it. I have no desire to ever go back and rewatch it. And I would say that why is for me the anthology kind of setup of it, where each episode focuses on a different family member. To me, that cuts short what he does so well, which is explore character.
But
over
what I
a
liked
long
about
arc.
it a lot was I feel like it was Flanagan at his most stylized.
Yeah.
But also that was cool.
Unique. Very
And
unique.
I liked it. I liked the crap out of it.
So here's
You know
the
what I mean?
thing: is I think that to a counterpoint to what you're saying, Will, where each of them, like, it cut short some of that character development in degrees, though, because like if you think about the true heir to the throne, the oldest son, the one who has the drug issue, who is an abusive husband, he's got a full story arc throughout it all, and his is kind of a, while you can believe he's bad to begin with, it's sort of a Breaking Bad story of perception for him. And so I do think that some of them having longer arcs.
Yeah, and maybe I need to go back and maybe I do need to go back and do a rewatch just because I just missed something. You know, you watch certain things at certain times and you miss things or you pick up on it.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, not trying to yuck you.
No,
up.
you're
Sorry,
great.
fellas.
You're good.
Yeah.
All right, Will, what's your
Fuck
5?
that movie.
My 5 is Bly Manor.
Fuck that movie.
Show.
I liked Bly Manor until the very end when they're at the wedding rehearsal.
It's my number 4, and it's because I thought it was very well written until the end.
Yeah.
It really piggybacked off of Hill House with similar vibes and everything, but it failed where I thought Hill House actually thrived.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. You mean we talked about? Oh, we already talked about my number 4.
I'll go for my number 4. My number 4 is I think that my number 4 is going to be Gerald's Game.
Nice.
No.
It's not
mine either. But I see it.
I mean,
it
obviously that plot hole fucked me up a little bit, but points made here are Gina.
Yep.
I think that having not seen any of his series, it was a good short little introduction of his flavor. Because if you think about it, it's a very condensed version of, like, you get grief, you get the hand holding, you get a very boiled down essence of Mike Flanagan, and I think that works both for and against it. And why it may not be in y'all's top 5s is simply because of that, is that it's so boiled down that you do get the bad with the good. And for me, and when I watched it at the time, I don't think that I had experienced his hand-holding quite to that level. And so, but I enjoyed it. I thought that the tone and the stylized way that it was done was very good. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun little popcorn movie. I won't watch it again, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's got one of the most brutal ending scenes ever.
It does have a brutal scene, but you're like, ugh.
Yeah. We know what Will's is, Brad.
Mine was. Oh wait, 4. I said Bly Manor was my 4.
Okay.
So
Did you?
Oh.
Oh, Rob, I thought you were saying yours was 4 as well for Bly.
No, my 4 is Hush.
I actually haven't seen Hush.
3.
Hush is really good.
I think it's on Netflix.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And it's Kate Siegel from all his shows, and she plays she plays a deaf girl. And she's
a writer
author,
in that.
Shug? Yeah, and she goes to this secluded cabin to write. And there's a guy who is trying to kill her and break in. And she's
drawing a blank on his name.
I don't remember who the actor was that was trying to kill her.
It's a fun
it's
story.
Kate Siegel, and she's
awesome
great in it.
Yeah.
Super original story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very original. I agree. And it was my first Flanagan experience without knowing at the time when I watched.
I had
didn't
no
know
idea that I was
Flanagan.
going to care who directed it in the future.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he
Yeah.
was going to become a household name.
3 pieces?
There you go.
Three pieces.
Yeah, that's our.
For me, my three-piece is Bly. I agree with everything that has been said ahead of time. That the ending was not my favorite, but I enjoyed the fucking shit out of everything up to it.
So
much so, and I've been very honest with the podcast and you guys that I hate ghost stories.
yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like them. And that I don't like
They're
them.
not my
And
favorite.
I didn't think that I was going to like this whatsoever. And those two creepy fucking children got me in it. And I think that they're, again, the ending wasn't what I wanted it to be, but I enjoyed it.
I'm going to add to that, though, like you were talking about, like, Ghost not being your thing. I think I can't stand Ghost movies unless it's
Or
Casper.
Ghost Ship.
But,
Sorry, I
Or
had
Ghost
to
of
fuck with
Mars.
you.
no, I was going to say, or the one with what's his face? What's the one with Back to the Future,
Which
dude?
Back to the Future, dude?
Oh, Frighteners.
Christopher Lloyd?
Main dude.
Frighteners.
Frighteners. Yeah, except for Frighteners. But anyways, I think that what fail with those movies is the story
Yeah.
behind the ghost being able to explain that in a 2 hour or hour and a half maybe film, whereas you get potentially 8 to 9 hours of character development
Yeah.
of somebody that's
I
dead.
I also put Bly Manor at my number 3, surprisingly.
Just right after you said fuck that. Huh? I like it that you keep me on my toes.
The
man.
reason I did it, though, is I really, 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 really enjoy the ensemble cast in that.
Yes.
It's killer.
Yeah, I mean that if his casts are what makes
I love
his
that
show
Without a
bald
doubt.
lady
so
actress.
Yeah.
She is so fucking good in that show.
Mm-hmm.
She was great in that one. I didn't enjoy her as much in the Usher.
Yeah.
That was my least of the one that she's done. Although I still liked it.
Yeah.
But I mean, going from Usher to that, holy shit, what a glow up, right? In
Yeah.
performance. I mean, she
Knocked it out of the park.
knocked it out of the park. I think she was MVP of that
I
one.
think so too. And the Indian guy, I loved him in Bly Manor.
He's amazing. He is honestly he might be my favorite of his cast.
And maybe that's why it hurt so much when I got to the end, because I did really, really enjoy it, man.
Yeah. Because that was after, like, we had talked about, that was after Hill House, and you had told me
Yes.
how you felt about the ending of Hill House, and I was like, I was
Yeah.
defending it. And Mike Flanagan, and I got to the end of Blind Man, I was like, well,
You might
shit,
have a point.
maybe.
I wanna
Yeah.
say that your argument and text message fueled screaming match with Emilio because of how much he loves the ending of Hill and Bly.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss, man. Because I think you actually got him fuzzed up, which is hard to do.
It is.
But I think that he was so blown back that you didn't care for that and the artistic choice that I think it fundamentally shook him. In the same way, Rob, that it fundamentally shook me and you that he hates Barbarian.
I know.
Dude, I'm gonna just go ahead and say I love Emilio, but if you presented an Oscar to a turd, he would share the crap out of that turd.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about contrarian bitches, right? I mean, I love him, but that dude is going to go the opposite of the direction you want him to.
Every time.
He like if I guarantee that dude has a pen and a pad at every Oscars, and he's
Yep.
like,
Saw
"Yep,
it.
seen that, completely agree."
Yeah,
Worthy.
yeah. Will, what was your 3?
My 3,
Nice.
Dr. Sleep.
Oh,
Okay, before you talk
Yeah,
about
same,
it, I have
same.
not seen it.
Okay, all right.
So please don't. So don't spoil it
Okay.
for me because I do plan on seeing it soon. And it's because I want to watch The Shining first and then go back and watch because it's prequel or sequel.
Sequel.
Okay, I want to go back and rewatch The Shining leading into.
So just without spoil, I would say I enjoyed Doctor Sleep because it's scary. It's a familiar character, and I love when people do that. They take like a familiar character and then revisit them later on in life. You know what I mean? Like kind of examples, but like I would love a grown up adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Yeah. Right. But I like that, and it's about Danny dealing with trauma, but also like it's scary. But it also how some horror movies they take that turn kind of into adventure a little bit too. It's got a little bit of that fun kind of adventure vibe to it as well. I like it. So I was and I didn't realize I knew who Mike Flanagan was before I saw that, and I did not realize Mike Flanagan directed that till like a few weeks ago when I was kind of preparing for this session.
I do. There's something real quick about that I like about Stephen King, and that is one thing he does in his universe is he does revisit characters from time to time.
Okay, so
there is one that he released recently that I do want to read, and it's a novella, and I think it's called Rattlesnakes, and it's based on Vic, who is the dad in Cujo. And it's like 30 years after the events of Cujo. And it's about the grief because, spoiler alert, the ending of Cujo is way different in the novel. Way more depressing.
Gotcha.
So I'm curious to go do that, like go read that one because I think Stephen King does great on revisiting characters.
Sick.
All right. Yeah. You should watch Dr. Sleep.
Will do shortly.
My
number 2.
Oh, I was just gonna say real quick. That was the first movie that me and Amber watched like together as a couple. Was Dr. Sleep.
Oh, sick!
Hey, can I tell you? I remember because I made sure to stay in my room the whole time because y'all were upstairs in the theater room. He was like, "I got this date coming over."
Love that.
I was like, "I'll go play video games in my room."
Hell yeah.
Theater room's all yours.
My number 2, I'm gonna revisit. I'm gonna go to Usher. I liked it because I think that there's a nostalgia factor in a weird way because it's not old by any means. But I think that it maybe in a sense for some of you, especially Rob, you being a contrarian little bitch. There was a bit of it that was more mainstream and appealing to the masses that not every other one he does. It was more mainstream. And again, like going back to everything else is isolated but that, right? It had a different thing that drew me in. Also, it had the same cast we've talked about, the ensemble cast, and a few other additions that I absolutely adore. I love the actor who plays the patriarch. I think that the DA is a fantastic actor who was in a lot of the stables in Netflix and Marvel Universe. Fantastic actor. So I really enjoyed the ride. Again, I really enjoyed. I think that one man's trash is another man's treasure on that, like, the way that each of those characters goes out, some people could feel cheap. As an intro to horror, it didn't to me. It felt earned, especially some of the later ones. There were a few misses that I didn't care for, going back to the actress, the bald actress, the chimpanzee, or not chimpanzee, sorry, the heart testing thing.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that one, not so much, but the redhead, her death, phenomenal. Fantastic death. So I really enjoyed it. I also really enjoyed the kind of two stories, the past and the present, melding together. Actually, if you think about it, recent past, very way past, current, all three intersecting it together. I thought that it was great. I loved how it ended. Again, a lot of hand holding there to explain to you once you get hit on the head of that final episode is really just a summation of what you've just fucking watched.
Yeah.
Like, so you just experienced all this shit, and let me tell you why. And it almost, the second to last episode almost fucking ends that way, where she's basically like, and now we're going to round it out.
Fair.
I didn't mind it. I thought that there were some fun moments in the finale, unlike Bly, where like, you know, the sister, you know, coming up those stairs, being lobotomized.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun ride. And I get why people may not like that one, but I thought that as a story of greed, that it did a greed and unearned success.
Yes.
I thought it did a great job.
I agree. I agree.
All right.
I love that.
My number 2 is Hill House.
Hey, hand-holding club. Yeah.
I mean, that was my first, obviously most of our first experience with this series. Honestly, what I loved about it is the way he wrote the ghost and the way he wrote the characters of the family, and just the tragic nature of the sister throughout the whole series was just depressing. And you know, you're rooting for this whole series, and you're just like, oh, this is not going to end well. But I don't know, there was just something about it that when I watched it, I felt like really attached to the characters, which is something I think as well. I felt attached more so in that one to his characters than I did of any of his shows, including my number one.
Hill House the one that has the episodes in the funeral home? I love those episodes.
Yes. And that's one of the parts of that series that was so incredibly done, is your those conversations at the funeral home. I mean, everything, the dialogue driven narrative that he creates is one of my favorite things about Flanagan.
Dude, you're right about that.
What about you, Will?
Fuck.
Yep.
Hill House might have been good.
What about you, Will? What'd you love about it?
Was that your number 2, Will?
It's my number 2. Same thing, man. I love the character development. I love seeing these people with extremely dysfunctional relationships, and throughout the entire series, if they would just talk about how they feel, you know what I mean? If they would just express what they're going through to somebody alongside them, if they would just stop for a second, and so it's like watching this dysfunctional family, obviously dysfunctional because of shared trauma, right? Slowly, it's like watching a slow crane crash until they all collide at the funeral home.
Just said that. I almost just said it's like watching a train crash in slow motion.
Mm-hmm. And then they all come together at the funeral home, and then it explodes into the revisit at the old house. I liked, my favorite character in that was the little brother, right? Luke Crane. I liked his.
He was great.
Yes, the episode where he breaks out of rehab to go try to track down his friend, and I thought that was awesome.
He was great. I might have to watch it again.
Should.
It's good.
Yeah.
I do want to revisit
my
it.
number 2 was Dr. Sleep. Do we all want to say our number 1 at once?
All right.
Yeah, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass.
I think that the listeners to this podcast are going to be able to see that from about the 20-minute mark.
Probably.
That was coming from a fucking mile away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, to me, all of those series are redeeming in some way. I don't think any of those are a big old duty egg. All of them have something for me that I enjoyed.
Do I like to call them
That
Call of Duty
movie-
eggs to get under Emilio's skin? Yes.
That movie or that television show, that series, it is as close to perfect as I think Mike Flanagan is capable of getting.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that if you take out all of the thematic pieces of that and look at it on just this top level, it's a great show. But when you weave in the kind of, for me, when I'm watching it in 2023 and in 2024, and I'm thinking about the ties of religion.
Yeah.
And Brad, we talked about this on how maybe I don't actually hate religious horror. I loved that this, in its essence, is a group of people who put their faith in the wrong thing because they think it's a sign from God.
Yeah.
And it's wild that you have this. It is so relevant to what we're seeing today politically, and that you have this woman who has deep hatred and is closed-minded, and she's just like, I would rather put this shit on clearly a vampire who we know what their nature is, and I'm still going to back this vampire over this Muslim guy.
Mm-hmm.
It is so relevant and frustrating, and she's not some supervillain with superpower. She's just a fucking person that is a small-minded asshole, and she's one of the top villains ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's be real, guys. We're all from the same state.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah,
these
I
people.
watched this and was like, oh, that's so-and-so.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had fraternity
Still
brothers
do,
who
yeah.
were like this.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a podcast with one.
Yeah, we love them, though.
Oh,
It
yeah.
man, it was beautiful. It really was.
Yeah, that sums
I
it up
thought
really
that
well.
the boat scene, it was just,
I had to make sure that got brought up. That the boat
it's
scene
so
is
hard
so well
to
done.
watch. Her grief after is difficult, but there's something beautiful in the way that he recognizes his story has come to an end, and he doesn't want that. Like, he doesn't want that. And it just, man, it's, God, it gets me.
My only complaint about that, and it's my only complaint in the series, is I wish that was like
2
maybe
episodes later.
a little later. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was a little. I felt like I needed a little more from his character before that, but I do think that was well executed. I just think there could have been a little more, but also at the same time, would it have had the same effect? Maybe?
I
don't know.
also love that character. As a person who watched the Friday Night Lights and loved him in Friday Night Lights TV series, I adored him, and honestly, that character was closest to Sanderson, and so I loved it, and that was tough. But I don't think that ending would have had the impact if he didn't.
Yeah. I wonder if it, because I agree with you, but I also wonder if that character who was so incapable of moving beyond his own grief and remorse over his actions would have made sense in the context that came after his death.
Well, and was that scene more of the catalyst of the rest of the series?
I think
honestly,
so. It's on my Mount Rushmore of television series.
It's
one of my top
great.
5, probably. Maybe top 2. It's that and Station 11 are the ones that are coming to mind.
Season
if I
2 of
did one
Community.
for genres, it would be.
Man, that's
Yeah.
It's definitely it's in my top 5 easily. Without a doubt, it is easily my top 5 ever. I mean, I'm going to have some humor at the top. I think Ted Lasso won't be outdone. I know Brad. I know you're with me here, buddy. Ted Lasso is my one, but this will float somewhere between 2 and 5. I've watched it twice in 12 months. And honestly, I'll watch it shortly because it's such a beautiful series.
And I'm going to tell you, that's rookie numbers to my watches of Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, I'm on 4.
Oh, dude, me and Journey are way
And
higher.
you have every right to be. I love it. It's a great series.
It's our comfort
show. It's designed to be your comfort show.
Yeah.
Any episode, it doesn't matter. I know the plot so well. Any episode, it's my comfort.
That's so funny.
But Midnight Mass, I don't think. Maybe if I sat down and thought it out, it might be on my Mount Rushmore. But like immediate, like if I had to pick right now, I don't think it would be. But that doesn't take away from how incredible it is. If I did a horror Mount Rushmore, it 100% is on Mount Rushmore.
Rob, any thoughts?
Easily. Blind Manor sucks.
Blind Manor.
Closing thoughts. I'm glad we did this episode.
I do want to do more directors, like, because we got to do a Carpenter and Craven.
Both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got to be talked about. We don't have to do Romero because we just did that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
zombies.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like it's fun to break down individual directors, and I'm excited for us to do some movies occasionally as well in the future. But I'm also excited about werewolves next week because it's one of my favorite genres of a specific
creatures.
Well, I think I like this episode. I would like that we did this episode because I carry so much contempt for Flanagan that this was really good for me to look back on stuff of his with a different lens and appreciate the things about it that are good.
Was it slightly cathartic?
It was. It was very
good. I'm glad. Cool. Yeah.
And I think it's all going to. I think it's going to continue with him. Like, you know, we got like I said, we got Carrie coming. He's got an Exorcist project coming up.
She's going to play the mom.
And I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
She could literally play an inanimate object.
Well, I could watch her wash dishes for 2 hours.
I think she is in that one with Adam Driver. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Dude. Fuck that movie.
Before we hop off, let's do a twist on Dead Homies. Anybody got a favorite death in any of his series?
Let me think.
It can be funny. It can not be funny. But anybody got a favorite death? And I'll give y'all some time. I'll start. I thought that the acid rave in House of Usher was just I loved it. It was a solid start to a series.
Can I tell you what that scene, and that was going to be mine. Can I tell you that scene made me think of of Blade?
Yeah, of course it did.
Blade, where like they're in the club and
there's
and
no way that
coming out
didn't
of the
inspire
sprinkler.
that, right?
It had to have. I mean, which I'm going to just say that has been trending on TikTok lately.
The Blade.
The Blade techno scene. Yeah, which is just super funny that almost 30 years later that random thing has become trendy. But yeah, no, the acid scene was wild.
Will, Rob?
Let me think.
The only one I can really think of, obviously there's a bunch of them, but I think Riley in the boat watching sunset, and here's why. Because there is one, it's a beautiful moment in storytelling and that kind of thing, and there's also something sort of funny that this guy saw a vampire and killed himself within 12 hours. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, he reached the end of his story. It was beautiful for the thing. But also, he was like, I'm not going to be around for whatever happens after this. I'm out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah.
And I also like one of the last deaths in that series, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm
The
Deserving
digging
Or
was
just actually, I take it back. The island at the end and everybody getting there just desserts. That's that's it.
the guy who's got the really burly beard, who is kind of her Sturgis or whatever. Man, his ending where he sort of realizes the fruits of his labor. It is also such a gratifying moment of just fuck, what have I done? And like the way he sort of comes with those people, like, come on, come with me. It really, it both hurts and also feels good at the same time. But hers is yeah. Rob, any?
Dude, I'm drawing a blank.
No, that's fine. I put you on the spot.
It's hard.
It's all good. I should have had one ready. Snap. I guess that's the end of the Flanagan.
Cool. All right. Well, next week.
Yeah.
Werewolves. I will not be present, but I am pumped to listen to this one.
Yeah, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot mentioned that you haven't seen.
I agree with you.
This might be more educational for you.
Although I'm not going to be on that episode, so I do want to mention for all of our viewers, the one contributory piece that I would put in is Big Wolf on Campus.
Nice.
Which for all you little ookie spookies out there who are not allowed to listen to this but are anyway, definitely if you want some goosebump adjacent shit, Big Wolf on Campus, you can get it on YouTube. It's awful, but there's something fun and occult about it.
I love it.
Check it out.
I think before we sign off, I think the reason I'm excited about that episode is there's a werewolf movie that I will credit to this day as the reason I love it.
I can't wait to listen. Can't wait.
So, I mean, there is one that is completely what catapulted me into loving scary movies.
Rob, you want the sign off?
So that's going to do it for us over here at the Slumber Party Massacre Luncheon. You can listen to the rest of our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. We are the Rebel Without a Clue podcast network. Our shows are the Black Manifold Transmissions, the Horny Little Book Club, That Don't Work For Me Brother, Bullshitting, and The Revolution Will Be Broadcast. You can also check out Facebook for the Midnight Mass with Reverend Leroy Rott and Brother Herman Innards for live show updates. And do we have anything else in the incubator? Oh, nope. Be on the lookout for Mad Dogs dropping on Valentine's Day.
Mad Dogs. All of your favorites from here will be there. And a little less normal for it.
Well, this will air.
I forgot about that. This comes out the 26th.
Well, look forward in 2027.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to that yet, go over and do it.
Yeah. Until next week, be sure to look over your shoulder for the boss and check under the bed for the monsters. The luncheon's over.